You know it's steep when you see Aquila struggling. So normally I stick to the trails, though not always. I kind of take my own paths. Can you imagine that? Earl doesn't stick to the trails. And you know, in a lot of cases, you should always stick to the trail. It's safer. It's easier to find your way in and out. It's easier on the environment. But sometimes to get to where you want to go in the back country, especially if no one's been there before, as in life, sometimes you have to blaze your own trail. You know what that means, to blaze a trail? People would go in, so look forward here, and you'd see one of those trees and you'd cut a little mark in it. And then you'd go towards that mark. People could follow you. They'd go to that mark, and they'd look forward and see the next cut you make, another blaze. And then they'd follow your trail. You'd have blazed it for them. Doesn't mean catch it on fire. So, well, Earl, if you're cutting off trail because there's some place that you need to go, where are you going? Well, today actually, I'm cutting off the trail for 3 people, and for everybody else, of course, but 3 people is on my mind. I have a buddy on crutches. Oh, the lens is getting wet. You mind if this be uncomfortable for you? Was that intrusive? I have a buddy on crutches. I have a buddy who's a med student, which I guess is like being in prison. I'm not sure what being a med student's like. And I have a buddy that can't get out and about like they'd like, and they can't even get anything on the YouTube. So they get to watch YouTube, but they can't share back with us. So they're a little frustrated. I hope you work that out. So we're gonna cut across here because there's med students, there's people on crutches, and there's people that can't get out and about as much as they'd like to and are having trouble posting their videos on YouTube. Hey, well, if it's any consolation, it sounds like there's a huge amount of people upset with how difficult it is to do things on YouTube. Oh, this is hard going. So I'm going across an area. This is a used to be a tumble down area where, you know, rocks would. This is essentially a rock slide that nature's reclaimed, but not fully. So it looks like, well, it looks like this. You can kind of make out, see a ridge there. And then you see a ridge there, and right down here, that's where rocks slid and went down into there. But that was a long time ago. You could hike across fresh and active rock slides, and we actually will this summer. Oh, Earl, with more promises. We will. I've hiked across gullies with friends, where we did it one at a time with spotters and helpers, because there's some places where ice and whatnot isn't melting, and as it's melting it's releasing rocks, little teeny ones to really big ones. So you wait for some quiet, you get your spotter to give you an okay, and you rush across these essentially nature's bowling alleys with us as the pins. And if you're careful and lucky, you're okay. If you're hiking by yourself like I do a lot, well, I wouldn't take that chance. If there's a chance that a rock's gonna nail me and I'm by myself, I go the opposite way, or I call it a day. A lot of times in hiking, as in life, it's important to know when to call it quits. It's important to know when it's time to give up on a certain project or a certain endeavor. Sometimes I think about times I've hiked too far when I should have turned around, or times that I continued at a job or even at a hobby, past the point of when it was really, I was getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. Whoa! All right, so this isn't to rub it in your face that you're stuck at home or you can't climb hills because you're on crutches, or I guess you're filling your brain full of how many vertebrae the human body has. But this is just for me to take you out someplace because you can't make it today, and I could. So here. Earl has climbed up about 50-60 feet for you. So, friends, until you get out, I'll get out for you. And when you get out, come hiking with me. If you can't come hiking with me, go hike with your camera. Share it with me. Share it with all of us. Share it with Aquila. All right. Peace out, everybody. Heal up soon. Get out soon. Get your degree soon. And for the rest of you, good to see you. Hope you enjoy the hike.